I thought, like, in my mind, Real Street was always kind of like the underground street people that were never in the big contests that are getting a chance to shine and put on, like, and, like, make a name for themselves in the industry with something outside of comp skiing, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's exactly, like, you're getting rid of the comp skiers and you're bringing in the people who are known for their filming, because there used to be a bigger divide between comp skiers and filmers. And now a lot of ski movies are kind of taking the hits, like Level 1's not doing it as much. Poor Boys is done with a lot of stuff. Like,
MSP's
Step
pretty
Productions,
down.
I haven't heard from them in a while. Like, all of those ski, like, movie producers that used to be huge have kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
Now you got, like, The Bunch and Good Company and all these, like, smaller companies kind of coming up. It's whole different dynamic from what it used to be. So now it's weird with how things are working in terms of the dynamic with skiing.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like, shit, what am I doing here? I can't even get to my FaceTime with you there, Pat. This is fucked. Oh, there we go. Okay. But yeah, no, like, I think it's kind of like, it's cool because obviously X Games wants people with more, I guess we'll use the word clout for lack of a better word, although I sound like a douchebag saying that. They want people with clout that are going to bring, like, more viewers to X Games. A-Hall has a lot bigger fan base than somebody that is a Cal Carson or somebody else like that of the world. Although a street part from somebody like him for X Games Real Street would be insane. It would be like, it would be what I want to see. However, it doesn't pull the same amount of audience. I don't know. It was interesting. I didn't mind, like, this Real Street, having Street and POW wasn't, like, a really big deal for me. I just wasn't expecting it.
It wasn't a big deal, but I find it doesn't matter how good of a skier you are. Like, even Alex Hall, his was really good.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe this kind of proves my point, but if you're not Alex Hall, you got to be compromising one or the other. To get good backcountry shots, like, you got to get good weather days. You got to get to the spot. Like, there's so much time that goes into that, and then street shots are. They
so
don't
much
take
time
as much setup time, but they're so time consuming in terms of getting the shot and
building the
setup. You gotta go through times a day. Like, it's so if you're just doing street, it's one thing. If you're just doing power, it's another thing. But to kind of do both is like, it's a lot more.
And you
work.
need a big crew to do both. Like, and you need not only do you need a big crew, not only do you need a big crew to do both, you need two completely different crews. Like, you don't. It's not like you're gonna take your street crew and go into the backcountry. Most of them don't have avalanche safety training. You don't have the right gear. You don't have the right setup. Like, it's different things. I mean, some people obviously make the transition over, but I think Alex Hall, in my opinion, I think he won it because, first of all, he had some really creative rail tricks. His switch tail tap to, like, revert 2 to that down rail was insane. That switch 6 on that concrete ledge was insane. He had some really insane ones.
My favorite trick in his, just because it's different and it's my style, was, like, I don't even know what you call it, like the double backflip 180 off of that, like, triangle sign where he just ejected straight up.
Yeah, he launched
like the 180 early. That was my favorite thing that he did for sure.
Yeah, that, like, and he kind of covered all the bases. He had tech rail tricks with swaps. He had, like, gnarly real street hits. He had technical real street hits. And then when we back into POW, he had the big POW tricks in the backcountry. He did switch up 14. Landing switch in POW is incredibly hard. And to do a switch up 14 to do that. And then he did unnat switch up 10. And he had
just that switch 7 thing to, like, nosebud, like, switch
and
3.
And the way he held that to switch 3 was super sick too. So
that was really impressive.
Do you know if you can win fan favorite and X Games Gold? Can you win both?
You can. People have before.
In my opinion, he should win both.
Doesn't happen. Usually there's a bit of divide between technicality and style, but I don't know. That one's just...
This is the year it's going to happen, if it's going to happen.
Yeah, like, Ferdy's was good. It didn't really stand out. Same with Luke Haggerty. Alex Hackle had a few, like, really standout tricks, but there's only a couple. Where, like, even Alex Hall, like, that one, like, rail he hit where it was, like, up, flat, down, but it was kind of, like, on, like, an angle, and he did, like, double swap. Like, that was wild into the trees.
Lads, so the podcast has been moved to a different channel. If you guys want to see this full podcast episode, The link to that episode will be down below. Banged Up with Bruce Oldham on a separate channel. I just kind of want to separate the podcast channel and the YouTube channel down the road. So if you guys want to see the full episode of the podcast, link is down below. Go check it out. Must subscribe to the channel, otherwise you will be missing the full episodes of the podcast once a week on Tuesday. I'll post a couple clips on here for now, just until we get the channel growing a little bit, and then I'll eventually transition it all over to the other podcast channel. So go subscribe, and I love you guys, and I'll see you there. Much love.